But we'll do the best we can. But with that, and I'm pretty much getting the same thing in each one of the homeowners associations I go to. So that's the way we're going to head out, and we'll take that course of action. When I came on the council, we were meeting every Tuesday. The first 2 Tuesdays of the month were night meetings, and everything after that was a day meeting. When we went on furlough, I suggested that we cut down some of the meetings, because having been at Lockheed Martin, and Larry and some others in here know, man, if you've got a weekly meeting that requires a lot of staff work, and then a lot of action items come out of that, you've got a dedicated bunch of people that are doing nothing but getting prepared for or reacting to the meeting. And we've got our assistant city managers and their direct reports almost totally involved in getting that docket together. And when I came on board, that was a 3-inch binder full of paper, punctuated every 2 weeks by a 1-inch binder for the zoning. So that's a lot of work. Well, when I made the presentation to the council said, no, we got to meet every week. When we walked out of the meeting, Dale Fizzler, who at the time was the city manager, he says, I'm going to be back in next week with a proposal to do just exactly what you suggested. But what he did was he tied it to the furlough days, because that's one less day the team had to prepare for the meeting. So every Tuesday after a furlough day, we didn't have council. And guess what? We found out we didn't need to. So now if you look, we probably only have 3 average meetings a month anyway. The next thing that's been proposed, and I proposed it first, and then Danny Starr proposed it here about 2 weeks ago, is to go to all-night meetings. What that means is that all of our meetings would start at 7 o'clock in the evening. Now, the people in this room, for most of you, that means if you want to come down to a council meeting, you would have to leave work. The other thing it means to you is you would have to pay for parking. Because once you get past 5 o'clock downtown, parking is free. We're considering that right now, and the best I can tell, the council is kind of split 50-50 on that. But I'm a proponent for going to night meetings. I'm also a proponent for dropping down to 2 meetings a month if we can get away with it. But that's one of the things that we're looking at. How many of you are in favor of going to all-night meetings? How many of you kind of like to see it stay the way it is? You lose. Sure can.
All right, you're talking about all-night meetings, and you look at our neighborhoods, and you can tell that it's kind of like the old folks. And I can say that because I'm part of it. But driving at night is sometimes difficult.
That's true. And I can give you a number of scenarios, like there's people that work at night, okay? All I can tell you is that from the standpoint of a day meeting, it's really tough for the council because we have to block out the entire day.
I can understand that.
This way, we know that the meetings, and by the way, it's just not the council meeting that we have to go to. We normally have 1 or 2 committee meetings that start as early as 11 o'clock during the day, and then at 1, and then finally pre-council at 3, council at 7. Well, on the days that the meeting is in the morning, we can't schedule anything the rest of the afternoon because we never know how long down the road that's going to be. I don't mind staying up till 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, and I've done all of that so far since I've been on the council. But it's just something we're looking at, and it's one of those things that doesn't require change to the charter. And if we find out it's not working the way we want to, we can always change back. And it's one of the things being considered right now. So, let's see, what else? Sandy? Have I missed anything? All right, now, I'm going to take questions. And I'm going to take questions on everything except the Westridge drill site. Wait. And then I'm going to give you an update on where the Westridge drill site stands. And then Bob is going to come up and talk to you about the leasing and all the other issues that go with it, okay? So I'm going to separate this. It's not that I don't want to talk about Westridge. I love talking about the Westridge drill site. But let's take questions on anything else and then we'll go to that. Yes, ma'am.
The hailstorm made me wonder, do we have any place in our neighborhood that is a safe haven for all of us to go to?
You mean like a storm shelter? I think the most, most schools, I think, are considered to be,
In the basement, somebody in the basement.
Ridglea Presbyterian is one of those, it's got a basement. But I don't know that we've published or publicized anything about that. That may be a good thing to go do. Sandy? Should we?
There's not designated places.
Well, we have a program that's called Shelter in Place. Because technically they want you to stay in your home rather than everybody hitting the streets when there's an incident.
We'll do a little bit of homework on this, and if nothing else, the next time we come back here, we'll address that a little bit. Yes, sir? Yes, ma'am.
Are the city retirees included in that 3% raise?
No, they retired.
Is that a no?
That's enough.
Okay, Mr. Zim, I have a couple of questions. First of all,
No fair to write them down.
no, I had to. First of all, I have to ask you what your area is. Does your area include Lackland by R.D. Evans?
Okay, I'm going to give you the same kind of a general description that Phil did for his territory. Basically, I am I-30 on the north end of town, starting at the Tarrant County Parker line, actually going past that, but I-30 into Bryan Irving Road. Bryan Irving Road down to Vickery. At Vickery, it's the railroad tracks that disseminate the difference. I go up to Rogers Road, I turn south on Rogers Road. Colonial Country Club is in my district, but the houses across the street aren't. I go down Simondale until I hit an intersection there, and I kind of ramble around until I get to Granbury Road, and I take Granbury Road all the way out to Dirks Road. Okay? So that's my district.
So it's not Lackland Road?
Yes.
Oh, it is Lackland?
Yes.
Okay. My question is, what are you doing with those apartments on Lackland?
Right now, those apartments have been sold, and we're waiting for them to come back in with a determination to see what's going to happen.
Okay, my other question is, Cherry Lane, by the post office. There's
Okay?
all those duplexes there.
Yep.
They look like crap. The people park all over the lawns, their trash cans are never picked up. Now, us other citizens have to hide ours somewhere so nobody can see our garbage cans, because they might assume we have garbage. But those people just throw everything in the yard, there's junk, garbage, trash, cars parked all over their lawn. Those were brand new, not 2 years ago. Right next to the post office. Those duplexes? Those duplexes right next to the post office.
On the south side. They
You know
are
what I'm
awful.
talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
They are not that old.
No.
Compliance officers on
Yeah, if you see something, call code and tell them about it. And Sandy is back there writing Pershing anyway, so we'll go look into it.
Oh, they look terrible. I count the cars, 3, 4. Why are they parking on their lawn? They not only have a driveway, they have a garage, and they actually have a cement area off where they can park.
We'll go look at it.
families into one residence.
Wow.
And then my other question is, if you've ever driven up here at Wellington and Camp Bowie, there's a little thing to keep people from turning off of Camp Bowie onto Wellington. There has to be an accident a week there.
Let me tell you, I have been fighting that since I got elected. That is, everybody does understand, I think, that Camp Bowie is really a state
Yes, I do know that.
So to make any changes of that, it can't be Fort Worth doing it, it's got to be the state doing it. There was a plan that was put in place that never got much traction, and we've pulled that plan back out, and we're working with TxDOT again now to try to get that changed so it becomes a hard stop sign, a hard stoplight intersection with no yields or anything else, okay? So that businesses will have a direct access into them, and we won't be playing this game.
Right over
In
the bump.
fact, there was one there this morning.
Yeah, there's-
Yeah.
Can I have one more thing, but this is information for everybody in here.
Wait a
For
second.
any of you that have a credit card, if you look on the back of your credit card, there's these little things that go like this. They get smaller and bigger.